How many times have you heard comments like, uh-oh, I better put away the pizza, the food police, or all you must eat is salad because you're a dietitian? As an imperfect eater and a dietitian, what I eat during a normal day during the holiday season. Hi everyone, my name is Casey. I'm a registered dietitian practicing in New York City, and I'm so excited to hop on Kim's YouTube channel today to talk about what a dietitian may eat in a day and specifically over the holidays. If you're a practicing dietitian or even just in school for nutrition, how many times have you heard comments like, uh-oh, I better put away the pizza, the food police is here, or all you must eat is salad because you're a dietitian? In any case, I know I hear all these comments all the time, and they're especially loud during the holiday season. Today I just wanted to dive in some of those misconceptions because the diet talk can be especially loud during the holiday season. There's lots of gatherings that usually involve food, but rather than being present and enjoying yourself, so many people, maybe your patients, your friends, or your family, are thinking about what food they have to give up the next day. And ultimately, this creates a cycle of deprivation, overeating, and then guilt. And as a dietitian, I really don't believe that there's room for guilt over food during the holiday season. So what I'm going to do now is break down, as an imperfect eater and a dietitian, what I eat during a normal day during the holiday season and try and maintain some semblance of balance. So are you ready? Here we got my day with breakfast, and in the cold winter months, I usually prefer a warm bowl of oatmeal. Yes, I eat carbs and Christmas cookies this time of year. The soluble fiber from the oats is what keeps me feeling satisfied and energized throughout the morning. But I don't just keep my oats plain Jane, I like to jazz them up. Sometimes I'll even add a vegetable like I'm gonna do right now. In the winter I use something like a canned pumpkin or some butternut squash puree. Just mixes in really nicely. After I've cooked it up and added the pumpkin, it's almost ready to go, but I need a few toppings. So that usually means some fresh fruit. I will chop up a pear or an apple. Some people like to cook that down on the stovetop with a little bit of warming spices. If you have the time to do that, great. I usually just throw it in raw. And then after I add the fruit, I'll put in some protein to keep me feeling even more satisfied and energized throughout my morning. So that could be some chopped almonds, it could be your favorite nut butter, or it could be even some hemp or chia seeds for protein and omega-3 fatty acids along to lunch then. I find that I don't really have a normal lunch plan. You know, some people are always salad eaters, while others maybe bring a sandwich without fail, but I really tend to mix it up. What I do try to keep in mind from a nutritional standpoint is my plate, really. So my day's lunch is primarily going to be vegetables. About half my meal is vegetables. A quarter is some kind of starch, usually a whole grain or a starchy vegetable. And then another quarter of my meal is going to be protein. So to give you an example, lunch for me this winter could start with my creamy tomato tortellini soup. So this soup, which you can find the recipe on my blog, has some cheese tortellini in it, so low carb and protein mixed in one convenient package. I just add a can of tomato soup, and I really like using canned tomato products because the lycopene, that antioxidant that can help to fight the free radicals and inflammation that those cause, is much more concentrated in canned tomato products. And then finally to my soup, the secret ingredient is my riced cauliflower. That's how I'm getting a vegetable added in, and it just blends up and gives the soup a nice creamy quality. And what I always try to recommend if you're not a big vegetable eater is that soups are a great way to mix them in without feeling super intimidated by this big pile of raw, crunchy things that is staring at you in the face. So soups can be a great way to go. This soup on its own may not keep me satisfied for all those hours until dinner, so a snack or two may come around in a typical day for me. And one of the most popular questions that I get as a dietitian is, should I have snacks? If you're hungry, then yes. This is where listening to your body during the holiday season can be very important. For me, typical snacks would be maybe some kind of veggie snack, carrots or, bell pepper strips or cucumbers with a little bit of dip, whether that's some mashed avocado or hummus. And I usually pair that with a little bit of crackers for some carbohydrates at that snack as well. Or I could do a piece of fruit with a little bit of nut butter, kind of that protein carb combination is a classic one. I'm a big fan of yogurt, so I might throw one of those in my bag. But not least is dinner. And a popular question that I get is, when is it too late to have dinner? Or when should I stop eating for the day? And while it's true that our body systems do kind of like to work in sync with the light and dark cycles, meaning that the later that it gets in the evening, those systems that control our blood sugar response and our fat storage hormones, they do get quieter. I don't recommend that everyone just stop eating by a specific time. The time that you have dinner is going to depend on your schedule and your lifestyle. Most nights I'm cooking dinner for myself and my husband, and we are big fans of the bowl method for dinner. And basically what I mean by that is taking that My Plate concept and dumping it all together in a bowl and using some delicious sauce to kind of tie all of the elements together. That bowl for us in the winter would usually start out with maybe some leafy greens like a kale. We'll massage it with a little bit of olive oil to soften it up. Then we will do some roasted veggies. We've been big into sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts right now, so we'll roast those up. And for protein, we change it up. We either do some roasted chicken that we'll cut or shred up to toss in, or maybe it's turkey meatballs. But lately, my husband has actually discovered a new love of chickpeas. So we've been keeping it plant-based for a few nights. And we just find that that's been a good habit for us to get into, to kind of reduce our meat consumption. We're not vegan, we're not vegetarian, but we do prefer some nights to be heavier on the plants, heavier on the fiber, and we're keeping sustainability in mind as well. So doing things like beans and legumes every once in a while is a good thing for our agricultural system as well. So this bowl has got some chickpeas in it tonight, and to tie it all together, we add a yummy sauce. That sauce could either be homemade, something really simple, or we'll get a pre-prepared one that I approve of, meaning that it's not too high in salt and sugar, and most of the ingredients on there are familiar. For me personally, the day just doesn't seem to end quite right if I don't end it with a little bit of chocolate. But around the holiday season, if we're coming home from a party with leftover cookies, we do keep those in the house as well. They're there, we're eating them, it's going to be a part of our normal eating. That's pretty much a look into a day of eating for a dietitian. And remember, this is just one day that I explained to you, and it's just from one dietitian's perspective. This has been so much fun. I hope you guys had a good time as well. Please feel free to reach out. You can find me on social media, on Instagram at Eat Well Together. And you can also find more recipes, tips, and tricks from this dietitian on my blog, which Kim can link for you below. But I wish all of you a wonderful, healthy, and delicious rest of your winter and holiday season.